guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily Jean if you have not been here before. First off, I'm totally sick, so I apologize for my voice. I was sick like for 2 weeks, like 2 weeks ago, and then it was just going away. And then last night I got sick again, and I woke up and I've been sick all day, so I don't know what's going on. It's really frustrating. Anyways, today we are filming the assumptions video. I actually already tried filming this last week or maybe like a week and a half ago. Here we are now. Sorry, Harry's distracting me. I'm a little bit late to the party, but this video has been so trendy, and I honestly feel like it's pretty important for YouTubers to film this for their fans or for their followers, I guess, because it kind of clears the air of a lot of things, and I think assumptions are a very normal thing. I have assumptions about my friends, family, people I don't know, random people. I feel like everybody assumes things about everyone in their life, good or bad. I think when you think of assumptions, it tends to be a negative thing, but they don't always have to be a negative thing. But basically, I just want to clear the air. It was very interesting, some of the things you guys assume about me. And honestly, I really wanted to film this like with a bunch of my best friends because I feel like that would be funnier because then they can like back me up on some of the things I'm going to be answering. Yeah, I think you guys are going to be shocked with a couple of the things I tell you, and then also a lot of you guys are just so right and so sweet. Like, thank you for such the sweet assumptions about me. Like, I do not deserve. You guys are basically just complimenting me on my Instagram, but yeah, I'm rambling a bunch. What else did I want to say? I've been watching a bunch of these, by the way, because I think they're really interesting and fun to kind of learn a little bit more about YouTubers. And it's different than a Q&A because like a Q&A is very, I feel like, more generic, basic questions, and it is like kind of a get to know you. But I feel like assuming will kind of clear the air of like any negative stuff, but then also kind of like show who you are as a person rather than just like questions about anything, if that makes any sense. And there are two assumptions that literally every YouTuber has gotten, and I kind of feel like it's a little bit unfair, like, but then it also just comes with the territory of being on YouTube and being on social media in general. So I think we're gonna answer those two first. I have them all on my phone, but the first two are that you were born rich, you're wealthy, that you come from money, that whole thing. And then the other one is that you were popular in high school, you had a lot of friends in high school, you were always really liked in high school, like whatever. So about the money one, I'm going to answer that first. I heard Janelle Selden say this, and I feel like this is so important, that being rich or having money or coming from money is such a different definition for everybody in this world. A lot of money for someone might be $10. A lot of money for someone might be $1 million. Like, it really, I know that's such a stupid example, but if you get what I mean, like saying someone's rich is so different for everyone. So for me, I grew up in a very comfortable, very loving and giving home. I live in the suburbs in Michigan, so a very like normal suburban family. My parents were married and I have 2 brothers, so a very just, you know, normal family. Always had food on the table. We would go on vacation once a year, but I will say that my family, if let's say we are going on a big vacation, it wasn't something that they didn't have to think about. They definitely would have to think about it. When I turned 16, I got my own car, but I did get a passed down car from my grandma. I didn't go out and buy a brand new car. A lot of the things I have now, as far as YouTube, as far as the clothes, as far as a lot of the things I have now, I have bought with my own money, because now at the age, once I started working when? Probably 14 or 15, I started babysitting, and then ever since then, I've worked at a retail store, I've worked at a boutique, and I do YouTube now. So I do make my own money now, but as far as being born into a wealthy family, I would not say I'm wealthy or rich or have just been given everything to me or been giving my success to me. I've worked hard for what I have now, but also at the same time, I did grow up in a very comfortable, very loving home. Yeah, like to me, I can see other people that have less money than me, but then I have a lot of people that have a lot more money than me from where I live. I feel like I'm very middle class where I live, upper middle class. Yeah, I hope that answers that. I don't know, like, also, by the way, like, some of these questions are extremely awkward and hard to, like, phrase and answer, but it's still super important, so I hope that makes sense. Now, to the second most said question from YouTubers is, you were popular in high school, you had a lot of friends, all of that. So if someone asked me a straight up question, were you popular in high school, I would say yes. I won homecoming queen senior year, which just sounds so like so dumb, like from a movie, like, oh, she won homecoming queen. That sounds so stupid. Where I went to for high school was a smaller public school, and I will say right now, there's no other high school like the one I went to. And if anyone from high school is watching this, if anyone goes to the high school that I went to and you guys know that, comment down below. I know you guys can back me up. Where I went to school was such a unique experience for me. It was a very diverse school. We had kids from all over the place, all different incomes, a public school but much smaller. So I was friends with so many different people, and also I started dating a guy that was a year older than me my freshman year, and we pretty much dated throughout my whole high school career. All 4 years we were dating, a little bit on and off. But so right off the bat, I was friends with all of his friends, which are a year older than me. Therefore, like, I hung out with the older class, and then me and my like close-knit friends hung out with them too. And then I also had an older brother, which I didn't hang out with my older brother's friends, but he was 2 years older than me, so like we all kind of, everybody kind of knows each other in where I went to school. I will say I was never the type to have a lot of friends though. I feel like a lot of friends and popularity is very different. I would say I was popular, but I didn't have a lot of friends. I always kept a very small knit group of friends. There's probably like 5 or 6 girls that I hung out with constantly, and then my best friends Nicole and Fran still to this day are my best friends. And then the guys came and go, and then of course when I was dating my boyfriend, I was really close with all of his guy friends. But when we did break up, my junior year, his senior year, we broke up for a while, and it kind of like, it messed up a lot of my relationships because I made a lot of my relationships through his friends, and like on weekends I would always hang out with all his friends, that whole group, my whole group would hang out with his whole group, and then once we broke up, you know, it just kind of splits and it was just us girls hanging out for a while. So again, I feel like some of these questions have just a little bit more like so many dynamics to them, so many different sides to them. But yes, I was popular in high school, but I don't think I had a bunch of friends, and I wasn't the popular girl. I don't think I was like the mean girl. I honestly think I was just very friendly, and in a classroom I could have a partner with anybody in the room and I would feel comfortable being that partner working on a project, if that makes sense. So I don't know if you guys, I don't know who watches me from high school. If you guys watch me from high school, like, please comment down below. I don't think I was a mean girl. I feel like I just was friendly with everyone, and I honestly think that's why I won homecoming queen, because I was just friends with everyone. But I wasn't like close with many people. It's kind of weird. I'm kind of to myself, but at the same time I'm very friendly. Anyways, those two were very long answers, and I hope they make sense. So let's go on to some of the more specific assumptions. I have to find it in my Instagram really quick. Alright, I'm just gonna kind of go through them randomly. One of them says, I think you're very genuine and very nice, which is so sweet. Thank you. I've actually met you before. You like to play around with your look because you sometimes just need a change. Yes, that's so true. I'm someone who gets very bored, and I feel like with being on social media, like, it's also interesting for my followers to kind of see such a different look. I've chopped my hair really short, I've dyed my hair dark, I've dyed my hair blonde. My nail colors are always changing. I love playing with color. I like doing like spray tans. Like, I just love all that stuff. It's really fun for me. And not only like looks I like changing, but like my bedroom or the style I'm kind of wearing. I'm just someone who likes change. I'm not scared of change, and I think it's really fun. I feel like people take change of your look so seriously, and I don't think it needs to be taken so seriously. If someone wants to bleach the hair, like, go ahead, bleach your hair. I don't really care. Just do it the right way. You're caring, giving, genuinely kind-hearted. So sweet. You guys are so nice. Your best friend is Fran. Hee hee. Love you, boo-boo. Yes, girl, you are. Fran is my best friend. That's why, like, I wish she was here. I wish I had a bunch of my friends here, like, backing these up, because some of them are gonna get really funny. I assumed you were way older than me. A bunch of you guys thought I was way older than me, and that's someone I actually know now, but before she thought that you were older. A lot of people think I'm in my, like, upper 20s. I'm 19, by the way, which I feel like I don't know. I feel older, like, mentally, too, so that's probably why. I think you don't stop until you get what you want. This is partially true. I am like such a dreamer. Like, I constantly am dreaming and like thinking of things I want in my life, and I know I will go out and get them. But I wouldn't say my motivation is as high as it looks every single day of my life. Like, I have ups and downs super bad, and that doesn't stop me from dreaming though. So I definitely don't stop until I get what I want, but I'm not like go, 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 go all the time. I thought you were 25, 30. Again, the older age thing. That you're very independent. Yes, I would say I'm very independent. I've been independent since I was a little girl. I think I got very independent when my parents got divorced. They got divorced right before my high school years, and I think that really pushed me, and I'm so grateful for it, to be honest. I really think that's where my independence has come from. I'm also just kind of like a lone body. Like, I like being by myself. As much as I love being with friends and family, most of my time is spent purely by myself. Also, what I do for work now has only like proven my independence because everything I do is pretty much on my own. So yes. This one's interesting, that you've pretty much always been in a relationship. And my friends can back this up. Yes. I am a relationship type. Again, I'm only 19, so it sounds kind of crazy, but I did have my first, actually, I had a boyfriend in middle school. We dated for 2 years, which is a long relationship for middle school. It's like so ridiculous. And then in high school, I started dating a guy freshman year. We dated pretty much all 4 years. Again, that means like we did have breaks. We did break up like 3 times in that 4 years, but that was my first real breakup right after my graduation from high school, and that's when I was going to college. So I was single like that whole year, and then I met my now ex-boyfriend Andrew, which you guys have seen on my channel, which I will get to in a second. So I guess, yeah, I've pretty much always been in a relationship, 2 more serious relationships, but even in between that time, I was talking to guys, or yeah. But I'm the type, when I'm single, which I haven't been single much, I'm not the type to like hook up or hang out with guys just cause. Like, I'm the person that when I'm hanging out with a guy, like, I'm thinking relationship, which is a good and bad thing. I don't know. I'm just a relationship type. I honestly don't like being single. I like having a boyfriend, and I think that just comes from me having a boyfriend so young, and then all through high school, like, I'm very used to having that, like, side of me. You didn't like high school. I actually did like high school. It was definitely interesting. I enjoyed it while the time lasted. Did I want to stay at graduation? No. I was ready to leave when it was time, but I enjoyed high school. Where are you from? I'm from the suburbs of Detroit, Michigan. That's a question. I don't know why I answered that. I love you, but I always assume you're so mean in person. I'm not mean at all. Like, I feel like I have a problem of being too nice almost. The only thing I will say is I will sometimes be like, I'm very shy and timid, and again, like, just to myself, so it might even like seem like I'm mean. Or like, if you saw me, if you didn't know who I was and you saw me like at a coffee shop, I'm just so to myself and like in my zone where I might just like have like kind of like a look on my face. And I also have a staring problem. I stare at everyone, and I'm not judging them, I swear. I just stare at people, so that might make me look mean, but I feel like I'm just really nice to everyone. I feel like I'm too nice to everyone. See, these are hard to answer because you're like answering them about yourself. Like, I feel like I need friends answering these for me, but I don't think I'm a mean person at all. I've always been like really nice and friendly to everyone in my life. You're a workaholic. This, again, is true, but like on a roller coaster type format. I will go through phases where I'm like work, and then I will hit like a pretty hard downfall where I don't want to do anything. I'm not motivated at all, so it kind of just goes back and forth, which honestly sucks. And I feel like it's just because I don't have a schedule, and I've talked about this before on my channel. It is so hard for me to have a schedule and to have like a really set, healthy lifestyle. I work on it every day. I really do, but it's definitely not there yet. You're much more mature than other YouTubers your age. I don't know, as far as mature goes, again, with the whole just being to myself, I feel like it seems like I'm mature. You know, I'm not in college. I don't go out really that often, so I guess. Sorry guys, my camera overheated. I'm using my vlog camera to film right now, and it overheats. So let's get back into where we left off. Someone asked, you are the type that, or someone assumed you're the type that it takes hours to respond to a text from a friend. And yes, that's true, and I don't even know why I do that. Like, I'm always on my phone and I'll get a text from my friend that's something like so dumb, or like just not dumb, but like something that doesn't need to be answered right away. Excuse me, sorry. And I just like won't answer for like 2 hours, which is so stupid. I feel like I'm not the type of person to have like back and forth text conversation, so I feel like when I answer, then they're just gonna keep having the back and forth conversation, and then I feel like I have to keep answering and be on my phone. So I feel like that's why I kind of like hold off. If it's a question, I usually answer pretty fast, I think, but it just depends. That you giggle when you're nervous. I don't know, I feel like I'm just really quiet when I get nervous. Yeah, I feel like I'm more quiet. Okay, so now this one, of course, I got so many times it says that you and your boyfriend broke up, and like I kind of mentioned earlier, yes, Andrew is my ex now. I did film a boyfriend tag with him over the summer. I did put that video on private just for privacy reasons, and that video was kind of rushed to put on my page. But yeah, Andrew and I did break up. Nothing extreme happened between us, it just wasn't working out in my life right now, so that's that. I'm not going to say much more, and I ask you guys to respect his privacy as well as mine as far as that. I know we did kind of share a little bit about us, but yeah, we are broken up now. You're so young and already doing so much for yourself. I don't even know you, but I'm so proud. Thank you. That's so sweet. That you have really pretty handwriting, and no, that is something I have never had, and I am so envious of everyone that has really pretty handwriting. I hate my handwriting. Yeah, no, I'm kind of the person that like scribbles, because I try and do print, but then I also do cursive, so it's like a mix between print and cursive. If I tried really hard, I would have pretty handwriting, but like on a day-to-day, if I'm just taking notes or like quickly writing something down, it's definitely not pretty. But that you're a very sensitive person, and yes, I'm so sensitive. I cry all the time, like for no reason. I'm always crying. It sounds so silly. But yeah, I'm very sensitive. I take things... I'm sensitive, but also like I'm not sensitive with things I do on YouTube just because I know it's my job and I've been doing it for so long at this point, and I'm very comfortable with a camera. But as far as like any conflict with like family or friends or a boyfriend or anything, like I feel like I'm very, very sensitive. I'm very emotional. I react off emotion. I take things into consideration off of emotion. So yeah, I would say I'm a sensitive person. That you love Michigan. I do love Michigan. I'm very lucky that I grew up here, but I also love to travel, so I don't think I'll be here forever. You changed your hair for a fresh start after a bad month. This is funny because I did dye my hair right after the breakup, and right when I did it, I was like of course, bad timing. This is gonna look like I'm the crazy ex-girlfriend that's dyeing your hair blonde, but I've had this idea to dye my hair blonde for so long, and it was just, I actually already had the appointment like before we even broke up, but like besides the point. So I didn't dye my hair because of a bad month or because of anything. I just dyed my hair because I felt like it, and the timing just happened to work out that it was kind of at a low in my life. I assume that you're a lot more crazy and silly off camera. I would say yes, only with my close friends. Like when I'm with my close friends, my best friends, I feel like we're all just crazy and silly, but I feel like everybody is with their best friends and family. But like day-to-day things, I feel like I'm still like just chill, just kind of normal. I don't know, I'm kind of goofy. I'm like kind of weird. I'm like low-key a little bit weird. New York is your favorite place to be. That is true. I thrive in New York. I love New York. I dream of New York every day. That you've been dreaming of being a YouTuber since you were little. This is actually false, I think. I've been watching YouTube and I've loved YouTube since I was very young, but I never really like thought I was gonna be a YouTuber. I was never like something I'd strived for. It just kind of happened, and I knew I loved cameras, and I knew I loved editing, and I knew I loved creating and makeup, and it just kind of all came into one, and there I was making YouTube videos. I never really dreamed of doing this, but I knew I've always had a love for YouTube regardless. You embrace your insecurities. I really try. I feel like I'm a pretty confident person, but I'm also sitting in front of a camera doing photo shoots constantly, so I feel like that's made me very confident. But I definitely have insecurities about my body that I even just like tell people. Like I feel like that's kind of what makes me confident almost. Like if I'm shooting with a photographer, I'll just tell them like I hate my arms. Like, that's one thing I hate about myself, is I hate my arms. So I'm very open with my insecurities, and I think that almost like lets me accept them more. I'm very accepting of my body and who I am. You're hardworking. I think yes, I am hardworking. You're more of a serious person than a silly person. And when someone said this, I feel like that's very true. Going back to the one that says I'm crazy and silly off camera, that's true, but like in general, I'm the person to take, if someone asks me a question and they're like joking around, like I'm the person to like give them a serious answer, rather than like joke around back. Yeah, I feel like I'm definitely more of a serious person. I'm always thinking, and not serious in like, I'm like kind of like scary type. I'm just serious like that. I'm always constantly like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like I'm always wanting to do something and work harder and like live life to my best and fullest, and I feel like that takes more of like a serious mindset than just kind of being like silly and like whatever all the time. So yeah, I would say I'm a more serious person. You like your blonde hair more than your brown. And honestly, in this moment, yes, that is true. I love my blonde hair. I actually loved it a lot more than I thought I would. I just feel like I took on a whole new persona as far as style and makeup and just like my vibe. And I really like that. I really like how like a hair color can change that whole feeling for you. And I'm really excited because soon, once I kind of have the blonde hair for a while, I'm going to do some like washout colors, like really, really fun colors that will wash out. So I'm not going to be dyeing my hair any colors. But I'm excited to play with like pinks. I really want some pink hair. Sometimes you boost a lot, #sorry. I don't really know what this means. I read this one with my friend and I was like, okay, what does that even mean? Like, I feel like boosting means like that you have a lot of expensive stuff. I don't know, which I don't. Like, I don't really own anything designer, and I feel like if you're boosting, like that's what boosting people do. That's what people do when they're boosting, is like they show off like expensive clothing items or like designer bags. But then my friend was like, no, it just means like you think like you're cooler than everyone, like you think you're whatever. And I really don't. I feel like people, it can seem that way because I'm always posting, like my whole Instagram is just pictures of myself. My whole YouTube is about me. On my story, it's all about me, me, which is true, but that's also kind of my brand. Like what I do is inspire other people and kind of show you guys like how I live my life, how I do my makeup, how I like to dress, and I'm just very open about it. So I guess like that would seem like I'm boosting, but I definitely am not meaning to. Like I don't think I'm better than anybody else. Whenever I meet people, like whenever I like hang out with a bunch of college kids and they're like, oh, like where do you go to school? And I'm like, I'm not in school, and it's just like a very awkward conversation. I hate telling people that I'm a YouTuber, that I do this stuff for a living, because I don't know, I get very shy. Like it's definitely not a normal thing to do. Like I wish I could just say like, oh, I go to this school and I'm majoring in this. Like, so I think that kind of like backs up the fact that I don't boost myself, because I definitely don't think I'm cooler than anyone because I have a lot of followers. I actually hate when people call me famous. Like when people I know call me famous, it's like, it's almost like a diss in my world. I don't know, I don't like it. I get like super weird when I hear that word. So I don't think I boost a lot. If you guys think I do, let me know and I'll try and fix that. That you're living your best life. I would say kind of. I try and live my best life. We're working on it. That's a good answer. You were dumb for dropping out of college. I don't think so. I'm actually really happy with that decision, and it's a decision that I can always go back to, which I think is why I'm happy with it. I didn't drop out of high school, like there's no going back to that, but college is always around, and sometimes I think it's better to take time, and if you're hardworking at something else in the moment that is more efficient for you at that moment, then that makes sense for you. I think there's a path for everyone, so no, I don't think I was done for dropping out of college. You worry about what you'll do in life if social media doesn't work out. This is true. I think anyone on social media worries about this. Like, what if I woke up tomorrow and YouTube was gone? I do worry about it a little bit, but at the same time, like, I have so many interests that I could easily get myself into something different. I would more just be like so sad. Like, I love what I do. I truly, truly love it. Like, this is when I'm my happiest, when I'm sitting down and filming and editing and posting for you guys and creating. So I would just be really upset. But as far as like, I don't think I have anything else I could do, I'm not worried about that. You love yourself and feel comfortable in your own body. How do you do it? I admire you. I do. Overall, I do. Like I said, though, I do definitely have insecurities. I feel like for me, like I said again, I'm repeating myself a lot. Sorry, guys. It's just really hard to explain some of these answers, like, quick and just as straightforward as possible. But I've been sitting in front of a camera for over 2 years now, talking to myself, basically. Talking to you guys, but talking to myself. I'm constantly doing my makeup. You know, I'm always looking in a mirror. And I'm doing photo shoots all the time where I have to have other people basically judge me through a camera and critique me, and I've done runway shows where people are watching me do that. I've done so many things where it is very all about how you look, and I feel like that has made me confident. It has been very hard, and it still is hard to kind of like put yourself out there so much and be constantly critiqued and judged and looked at by so many different people. But at the end of the day, I think it's only helped me. And I want to tell you guys this, like, if you guys are ever feeling like low self-esteem or something, like, sit in front of a camera. Like, do your makeup, get ready, do whatever you gotta do to make yourself feel good. Sit in front of a camera, take selfies, take videos, just talk to the camera. If you like to sing in front of the camera. I've done that before. I love to sing. I don't think I'm good at it, but I love to sing. So I feel like becoming comfortable with yourself is very important, and the way I've done that is through a camera. Like, I don't know if that makes any sense. That you've thought about quitting YouTube. I have not. I've never thought about that. I don't think I will ever stop doing YouTube until it just goes away and we don't have it anymore, which I pray that it doesn't, because I don't think I'll ever stop wanting to do YouTube. That you barely eat anything, and that is so false. I eat way too much. I'm a binge eater. I've talked about this before. My friend group calls me the whale. I've also been called Ronald, like Ronald McDonald. Like, I'm known to eat way more than I should, especially for my size, so that is false. That you are a control freak. I don't think I'm a control freak. I definitely like being my own boss. If I was in a group of people, I wouldn't be the one like pushing and yelling and talking a lot, but I would kind of like put my 2 cents out there and like really hold my ground, I guess. I'm kind of stubborn in that way. But then also, like, if I'm working for someone else, I will be very like open and listening to them, because I know what it takes to work on my own project. So if I'm working on someone else's project for them, I'm very open to listen to them. But if you had to say, are you more a control freak or not, I would say more am a control freak, just in general, like with how I want things to look, how I want things to be. My opinions on things are probably more strong than the average person. You are very organized. I'm decently organized. I'm just always really messy, especially just between the 2 houses and the amount of stuff that I have with what I do. I'm just kind of messy and always like traveling and moving things and shoots and packing bags and unpacking bags. That's where it can get bad, but like everything has a spot, and I really try and keep things organized. You regret cutting your hair short. No, I do not. I love my short hair, and if I ever want it long, I'll just grow it out, which I kind of do. I've wanted my long hair back. Everyone loves you. I don't think so. I think a lot of people have problems with what I do. I don't know. I get hate on my videos, I get hate on Instagram, I'm sure I get hate behind my back, so I don't think anyone has everyone to love them, whether it seems like it or not. You partied a lot in college. That is false. First of all, I only went to college for a year, and no, I do not party. I would go to parties, like I'll go to frat parties, but I'm not a partier. We'll get to some other questions in a second. You're a social butterfly. I would say no. You drink a lot. I do not drink, and this is where the truth comes out about this. I don't think I've ever said this on my channel, and I know so many of you guys are not going to believe me, and this is where I need like all my friends in the room at a time. I've never had a sip of alcohol. I have never drank before. I have never smoked before. I have never done a single thing. Not a sip. I haven't even like sipped my mom's wine at dinner. I have never tried alcohol in my whole life, and I just don't believe in it. I've never believed in it, and I don't know, it's hard to explain. I just don't, if I don't try it, then I'm never going to feel the need a substance like that to like make my life any better, make me feel a certain way. So I just don't believe in it. I honestly do love going to parties though. Like, I do like being social and meeting people and going to parties and dancing and having a good time, but I'd never drink. Like, I'm not about that. I'm not a partier. I'm not like the type to be like, yeah, let's go and get drunk and whatever, and I don't even know. Like, I'm so uneducated on it too. Like, I'll literally, like, if my friends are drinking or whatever, I'm like always asking, like, I want to smell it and I'm so interested, but I just don't believe in it. Girls from high school hate on you for being an influencer. I don't really know if they do or not. Again, you guys can comment down below if you went to my high school. I don't think they do. I'm sure people talk behind my back, but I hope they don't. I don't know. You wish you were a little taller. That is true, but also not. Like, I love my height, but I do wish I was taller as far as like modeling purposes. I wish I was a lot taller. You want to live in LA? That is false. I've never visited LA, so I guess I can't answer that, but I don't think I would want to live in LA, especially not long term. You like to keep your personal life private. Honestly, I feel like I'm more open than I am private. I honestly really like sharing a lot online, and I kind of like have a thing for sharing a lot online. I've just always been very comfortable. So I definitely keep a lot private, but I do like sharing so much with you guys. I think it's fun to just, I don't know, I've connected with so many people for being so open on the internet that I want to give it back to my followers too. Alright, well, that wraps up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys like got to know me a little bit better. There are a few things in there that I've never said on my channel before, so now you guys know. Let me know down below like what your thoughts are, and if you went to my high school, I want to know if you guys watched me, because I have no idea. Also, follow me on Instagram. It's at EmilyJeanBeauty. I'll pop it up here. And also, you guys can buy my merch. This is one of the pieces, the Blow a Kiss tee. It's only $22 and it's free shipping. So I will put the website down below for you guys to buy that as well. There's a few other pieces on there too. And hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Down there, the red button. Ring the bell if you want to be notified. I try and upload 3 times a week. And I think that's it. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!